what is your take today so far on this emergency Arab Islamic summit in Doha? And do you think it could go some way to de-escalating the tensions in the region?
I think this summit comes in a time where a necessity comes into a question about the Palestinian situation and about the Israeli attacks, which has been in many cities in the Middle East. The main strike was last week in Doha. That was an escalation, was an unprecedented escalation. Unprecedented escalation, which was not accepted by all countries in the world. So this summit comes as a statement and as a message to the Israeli side that you should stop what you have been doing for the past 2 years, not only in Gaza, but in the whole Middle East. 7 countries in the Middle East were attacked by the Israeli army for the past 2 years, and no action has been taken, whether legal action or military action. Even diplomacy was suspended somehow. So this summit, which is consisted of 57 states, Muslims and Arab states, come together to convey a message to Israel. They have to stop such kind of action and genocide in the Gaza Strip and stop attacking any other country in the Middle East. And at the same time condemning the Israeli action in Doha. And I think that Doha, why Doha? Because Qatar is the mediator in the peace negotiations between Hamas and Israel for the past 2 years, and achieving twice ceasefire and an exchange of Palestinian prisoners with Israeli hostages. So this country has been a peaceful country, has been playing as a mediator, and has been accepted by the United States and been even supported by the United States for the past many years in many cases. So that kind of escalation by the Israeli army constitute a threat to the region. That kind of escalation might be widened, and that can include other countries such as Egypt, Jordan, Iraq, and so on and so forth. So this is why the meeting or the summit came into life, to convey such a message to the Israeli side. You have to stop what you have been doing, otherwise we can take an action. No action has been taken. It's all about condemnation statements, but at the same time, activating what is called the collective security idea. The concept of collective security in the Middle East, that is something has been suspended for many, many years, which is needed now. So at least the basic, at least for the self-defense, where those countries can reactivate their own policy of security, cooperation, and alignment against the Israeli side.
And do you think this Doha summit could produce some surprising recommendations? We've seen already one of the delegates, al-Sudani, suggested perhaps an Arab NATO. What can we expect to come out of this?
I don't think that an Arab NATO something would be feasible because of the different policies and ideas and levels of cooperation. This is not something can be feasible, but at least for the minimum, which I think the cooperation between Arab countries could be based on treatments and agreements were signed long ago in the Arab League and even the GCC, between the GCC countries. But calling for a NATO, this is not a new idea. It's a NATO for Arab countries. This is an old idea, has been coming back again and again, but no willingness to do so is not something could be accepted by every country because of the differences in terms of politics and policy and the as well the ability of trying to form such an army where every country have to contribute in terms of personnel, officers, and money and finance. Is not something easy for every country to be able to engage.
Indeed. But could there be other surprising or unexpected parts of what comes out of today's meeting? Could we see something new?
Not much, at least for now. At least what we can see now is the statements the speeches were made by every single leader. In addition, again, like the message of conveying such a summit to the Israeli side that you should stop and no action should be taken by the Israelis against any other country. Again, like could be the message to the United States that you have to be balanced, and every country in the GCC and many other countries in the region, such as Egypt and Jordan, everyone has bilateral cooperation with the United States and have defense agreements with the United States. Meanwhile, the United States has done nothing much to stop the Israeli actions in this region. So I think the second main message would be to United States, you have to stop Israeli actions and escalation in the Middle East. Otherwise, that we have to reconsider our allies or our cooperation with the United States, especially the United States consider the Middle East and specifically the GCC countries as a main source of power in terms of energy, such as gas and oil. And I don't think the United States will be able to sabotage any efforts made by those countries to be alive and safe. But at the same time, we can see that the United States has done much to support Israeli side by all means at the expense of those countries. But again, like what messages can come, whatever the statements has come, the statements have to be feasible. Like